Okay, so hey everyone, we are back again with an amazing session, and in this session we are going to make the spring wall springs and one socket for the top of that valve hole which we make in the previous session. If you haven't checked that video, check it out. And yeah, the link is in the description. And with that, let's start our session. Right, let's open a new part. And for the spring and for the valve, I had taken dimensions from the valve and the cylinder head. You can take dimensions from your models if you're making. And yeah, with that, let's go to front plane first. And for the spring, yeah, I'm going to teach you one new tool again. And for the spring, for the total length I want is as 0.03 meters, right? So yeah, first of all, let's make two rings, half circular rings. Basically, from the top, it must be flat, right? So that it can connect to the top surface, flat surface, right? And for that, first of all, let's make an axis, right, in the middle. And let's give it a dimension of 0.03, which is the length we wanted, right? 0.03. There you go. Right, if I click on OK, you have this axis over here as 0.03, right, which is the length I want for my spring. Now I want two circular rings over here and over here, one at the top and one at the bottom, but it must be flat from bottom and from the top. Like the top ring must be flat from the top, right, and the bottom ring must be flat from the bottom side. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use semicircles over here, or you can use arc as well. Or let's just make an axis from the top, add some gap, and let's define this gap as 0.01. Yeah, this would be fine, right? 0.01 and 0.01, so the total will be 0.02. Let's increase this a bit. Let's make it 0.02, right? So we have this over here, and now we can make a circle, right? And we can define the radius of it as, let's say, 0.01. Okay, it's a lot bigger. Let's increase it a bit. Let's say 0.03. Right, this is fine. Now, or you can decrease it if you want to. If you think that it's quite big, then you can just decrease it by pressing as this, right? After clicking on OK, now we don't want this upper arc, right? We just want this below arc. So what we can do, we can just make a line, and now just go to trim and just trim the upper part. That's it. That's how you can just make a semicircle, right? Or you can use an arc and just use line to close it as well. Up to you. Just make the similar one on the bottom side as well, with the same radius, which is 0.0025, right? And let's just make a straight line in the middle, and let's delete the bottom part this time, right? Just like this. And if I go to revolve feature, and for the axis I choose this middle axis, as you can see we have two circular arcs, half circular arcs, right, going on. If I click on OK, and as you can see we have this thing ready, right? Now I want my spring just in the middle of these two portions, right? So for that, what I can do, there is an option called helix and spring in the features tab over here in this curves, just on the right side of the reference geometry. In this curves you have this what do you call, helix and spiral, right? You can use this to make a sketch, and then you can use a tool named as swept feature. I'll tell you that as well. Just first of all, let's make a spiral over here, which we'll be using as a path for making our spring. So first of all, let's make a circle on this surface. Let's make a circle on this surface, right? or let's make a reference plane at the bottom part of it, right? Let's go to reference plane and let's choose this one as a reference. Click on flip offset and decrease the gap. Let's say something like this. Let's just increase it a bit. Yeah, something around here, right? Now just click on OK, and over here I'm going to draw a circle just like this one, right over here, and let's give this a radius of 0.02 and click on OK. Now you have the circle ready. Now just go to features, and in this curves you will get this helix and spiral option. Now just click on this one. It will basically convert your circle into a spiral. If I just rotate it, as you can see, we have the spiral going on. You can just change its direction by clicking on, there is an option, reverse direction, right? If I click on this, as you can see, the direction is reversed. Now I can change the length of this spiral and the revolution as well. Just change this from pitch and revolution, or you can change it in pitch and revolution as well. I choose height and revolution, and I'll give the gap between these two, which is most probably it will be the whole length is 0.03, and we decreases 0.2 from the very start, and so 0.2 from the bottom as well. So the rest will be 0.26, 0.026, right? So let's just give it as 0.026, not 56. Yeah, up till here. Right, now I can increase the number of revolutions as I want, right? Something like this. If I click on OK, it is 4.25 revolutions. You can change it according to your need. After this, we don't need this plane. Now what we need to do is we have to make a sketch on any of these ends of the spiral. One end is over here and one is over here, right? You can make a circular sketch at any point. After that, you can use this swept feature. Basically, that circle will going to follow this whole path to make a spring, right? That's what swept feature does, right? And that's what it is used for. So first of all, let's make a point over here for the reference, because when we are going to sketching mode, we might not be able to select this point like this, right? So for that, let's just go to sketch, and in this drop down section, you will find 3D sketch, right? And in 3D sketch, if you just choose this point and select this end point of this line, after this, just exit the sketch. Now you have this point over here. You can select it in any sketch which you made, right? But now one more problem is there, that is we need a plane to make a circle, right, at this point. So for that, we are going to make a reference plane which will be going to perpendicular to this very last portion of that curved line, right? So let's go to reference geometry, let's go to plane, and for making that kind of plane, you just need to select this line for the first reference and the end point for the second reference, and there you go. If I click on OK, there you have this plane which is connected to that line and basically perpendicular to it, right? So now if I just click on this plane and go to sketch mode, over here you can select this, you can see your point as well, right? Now you can just click on a circle, choose this point and make a circle. You can define the radius of the circle as much you want. Let's give it a radius of 0.0015. Yes, something like this, right? And if I click on OK, and now if I go to swept feature, basically, as you can see, the circle which we made is already selected as the profile, right? Now we just need to choose the path, which is the spiral. If I click on the spiral, you can see we have the spring kind of structure ready, right? So that's how you can actually make a spring in SolidWorks. Now you can just hide all these planes you want. You can hide this curve as well, this spiral which you made, and there you have this, right? So that's how you can make these kind of things in SolidWorks. Any spiral structure, you can just make a sketch, make a circle, and choose the helix and spiral tool to convert it into a, what do you call, spiral or a helix. After that, just use swept feature to give it any kind of thickness, right? like over here we give a circular portion to it, you can make an hexagon as well and make the hexagon follow the whole spiral, and it will be converted into a 3D body, right? So that's how swept feature and helix and spiral feature works. Okay, now the other thing which we have to make is that upper plate for locking the spring with the valve, right? So for that, let's just save this one as spring, and let's open a new part. And let's go to top plane, and let's make two circles. It's quite simple, this one is quite simple. And let's define these radius. This one will be for the hole, for fitting the valve inside it, right? So it will be something around 0.05 or 0.005, sorry, yes. And the outer one will be for the disk radius, right? That plate outer shell. So this is going to be this much bigger or maybe less than this one. 0.02 would be fine, or let's say 0.022. Right, this is fine. Just click on OK, and after that you can just give it an extrude boss to give it some thickness. Yeah, this much radius is fine. Just click on OK, and you can use fillet to give these edges a curve. Let's choose this one. Let's decrease the radius of the fillet first. Yeah, this is fine. And select the outer edge as well, and click on OK. Right, and just make an cut on the top portion of it a little bit for the fitting that fitting this structure inside that valve, right? So we must need a cut, so it will be it can be reshaped or fitted easily, right, after manufacturing. In SolidWorks you can easily mate it by using circular mate feature, right, and coincident mate feature. But for the actual manufacturing process, there is a cut between it, right? So let's make an axis, and let's choose this line, and let's make a horizontal line somewhere around here, and let's make this portion as fixed, and let's give this one a dimension of, let's say, 0.001, right? Now you can just mirror this one on the other side, or let's just make it through the whole thing, and after that you can just mirror it, right? Something like this. And now just go to mirror, choose these things, go to mirror and choose this axis, and there you go. You have this close sketch ready. Now just go to extrude cut and just cut this entire portion, right? Click on OK. There you have it. Right, now it is ready, and of course you can give a fillet to this one as well, the cutted portion. Just select this whole surface, it will get filleted, and give on OK. That's how you made this plug for fitting that spring with the valve and the cylinder head, right? So for that this is made, and yeah, that's it for this video. Actually, in the upcoming video we are going to make the camshaft. Most probably camshaft is basically similar to crankshaft, but it has some horns on it at some gap, which is basically to control the motion of these inlet and outlet valves. So yeah, in the next lecture we are going to make a camshaft. So thank you for watching.